The Young and the Restless spoilers. In the tangled web of Genoa City's intricate relationships, few stories are as complicated and volatile as that of Sally Spectra and Adam Newman. The two had been through a whirlwind of emotions: love, betrayal, reconciliation, and now it seemed they had reached a new understanding. Despite all the pain and mistakes, they made a pact to stay together, forgive and forget, and to move forward in their love. But this newfound peace between them was far from a fairy tale ending. For Billy Abbott was a betrayal too deep to overlook, and it pushed him to the brink of a dark and dangerous path. Billy Abbott had always been a man driven by his emotions. His passionate nature made him both a loving partner and a fierce adversary. But when Sally, the woman he had been pursuing, chose Adam over him, something inside Billy snapped. How could Sally be so foolish? How could she overlook Adam's countless betrayals and cling to the man who had caused so much pain? In Billy's eyes, Adam was the epitome of a villain, someone who deserved nothing but punishment, not forgiveness. For Sally, the decision was clear. Adam had made mistakes, yes, but he was the man she loved. No one else could compare to the connection she felt with him. Not Nick, who had patiently waited for her to come around, only to be left heartbroken. And certainly not Billy, who had tried to woo her with promises of a better future, only to find that her heart was already spoken for. Sally was resolute in her choice. Adam was the man she wanted, and she wasn't about to let anyone come between them. Billy's frustration boiled over. Time and time again, he had watched the women in his life gravitate toward Adam. Victoria, Chelsea, and now Sally. Each of them had fallen under Adam's spell, and each had left Billy feeling betrayed and alone. It wasn't just about losing Sally. It was about the constant overshadowing by Adam, the man Billy despised most in the world. The thought of Adam winning again, both in love and in life, was more than Billy could bear. In his anger, Billy began to devise a plan that would rid him of Adam once and for all. It wasn't enough to simply sabotage Adam's relationship with Sally. No, this time, Billy wanted to make sure that Adam would never again have the chance to hurt anyone. The idea of taking Adam's life began to fester in Billy's mind. It was a drastic measure, one that crossed all moral boundaries. But Billy was past caring. His hatred for Adam had consumed him, and he was willing to go to any lengths to see him suffer. But as Billy spiraled further into his dark thoughts, the question arose: who would be there to stop him? Chelsea and Sally, the two women who knew Billy best, were perhaps the only ones capable of pulling him back from the edge. Chelsea had seen this side of Billy before. The reckless, vengeful man who acted on impulse without considering the consequences. She had been hurt. Sally, on the other hand, was in a different position. Her loyalty to Adam was unwavering, but she couldn't ignore the fact that Billy was a man on the verge of doing something truly terrible. As much as she resented Billy for his relentless pursuit of her, she couldn't let him destroy himself in his quest for revenge. The thought of Adam being in danger because of her was unbearable. Sally was torn. Her heart belonged to Adam, but she knew that stopping Billy might be the only way to save them all from a disaster. Billy's plan was set in motion, and it wasn't long before he began making moves that would bring him closer to his goal. He started gathering information, looking for vulnerabilities in Adam's life, trying to find the perfect moment to strike. But as he did, a nagging doubt began to creep into his mind. Was he really capable of killing a man, even one he hated as much as Adam? Was this who he had become, a man so consumed by jealousy and rage that he was willing to commit murder? As the tension built, Chelsea and Sally found themselves in an unlikely alliance. Both women knew that stopping Billy was the only way to prevent a tragedy, but they approached the situation from different angles. Chelsea, with her history with Billy, tried to appeal to his better nature, reminding him of the man he used to be before anger and bitterness took hold. She knew that somewhere inside, the Billy she once loved still existed, and she was determined to bring him back. Sally, meanwhile, struggled with her own emotions. She loved Adam, and the thought of losing him to Billy's madness was too much to bear. But she also knew that confronting Billy head-on might push him over the edge. Instead, Sally opted for a more subtle approach, trying to distance herself from Billy while keeping a close eye on his actions. She hoped that, by staying close to Adam and showing Billy that their relationship was unshakable. She could dissuade him from going through with his plan. But time was running out. Billy's anger showed no signs of abating, and it seemed that the only thing that could stop him was an intervention by those who cared about him. The tension between the three players, Billy, Adam, and Sally, was reaching a boiling point, and it was only a matter of time before something snapped. Would Chelsea and Sally be able to save Billy from himself, or would their efforts be in vain? And what about Adam? Was he aware of the danger he was in, or was he oblivious to the storm brewing around him? One thing was certain: the path Billy was on could only lead to disaster, and it would take a monumental effort to pull him back before it was too late. As the drama unfolds, one can't help but wonder, how far is Billy willing to go to rid himself of Adam, and who will be caught in the crossfire? The stakes have never been higher, and the consequences could be deadly. In the end, it's not just about love or revenge, it's about survival. And in Genoa City, survival.